Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 10 math. We are here for grade 10 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 10 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter points, lines, and segments. The lessons we're going to cover today are lines, line segments, and rays, the lengths of segments on number line, additive property of length, and midpoints. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 10 math. Let's just start with the first lesson, that is lines. What is this line, line segment, and ray? This is a line segment. It has two endpoints. So this is a line segment. Let's just start with the test questions. What is this line, line segment, and ray? That is a line segment. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is this? Line, line, segment, and ray. That is ray. Option number three is the correct option. Oh, that is a line. What is this? Line, line, segment, ray. That is a line. Option number one is the correct option. Ray it is. What is this? That is a line segment of the correct option. Line it is. What is this? Line, line, segment, ray. That is a ray. Option number three is the correct option. What is this? Line, line, segment, and ray. Line segment it is. Line it is. Option. Line segment it is. Option number is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson later today. Let me do next lesson. The next lesson is lines on number line. So let's just start with the lesson. What is the length of PQ? So here is the point P and here is the point Q. So you have to find the length. You need to apply the distance formula, that is 10 minus 8. So the correct option is 2. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the length of KL? That is 1. Option number 2 is the correct option. 5 minus 4 is 1. What is the length of EF? 3 minus 1 is 2. Option number 1 is. What is the length of GH? 7 minus 6 equals 1. Option number 2. What is the length of PQ? 10 minus 8 equals 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the length of GH? 56 minus 55. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the length of GH? That is one. Option number one is the correct option. What is the length of EF? That is two. Option number two is the correct option. You can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Move on to next lesson. The next lesson is additive property of length. If EF equals 6 and FG equals 12, what is EG? EG equals EF plus FG. So EF equals 6 plus FG equals 12. So 12 plus 6 equals 18. EG equals 18. Let's just start with the test questions. If EF equals 6 and FG equals 12, what is EG? EF plus EF equals 6 and FG is 12. 12 plus 6 equals 18. So 12 plus 6 equals 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. If PQ equals 13 and QR equals 16, what is PR? So PR equals PQ plus PQ equals 13 and equals that is 29. Option number 2 is the correct option. So P. If JK equals 6 and KX equal 13, what is JL? So JL equals JK plus JK equals 6, KL equals 13. 13 is 19. So JL equals 19. Option number 1 is the correct option. If RS equals 20 and ST equals 15, what is RT? That is 35. Option number 2 is the correct option. If UV equals 16 and VW equals 14, what is UW? That is equal 30. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. The next lesson is midpoints. What is the coordinate of the point VW? So 11 plus 9 is 9. The coordinate of the point W is 11. So 11 plus 9 divided by 2, that is 20 divided by 2 equals 10. Let's just start with each questions. What is the coordinate of the midpoint VW? So the coordinate of the V is 9, W is 11. 11 plus 9 divided by 2 is 20 divided by 2 is 10. So the midpoint is 10. The correct option is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the coordinate of the point BC? So, midpoint, sorry. V is 87 and C is 91. Just add them and divide them by. That is 178 divided by 2. 2 times 8 is 16, 2 times 9 is 18. So the midpoint is 89. The midpoint is 89. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of QR? QR equals 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the coordinate of the midpoint VW? The correct option is 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the coordinate of the midpoint ST? That is 29. Correct option. What is the coordinate of the midpoint CD? That is 90. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of PQ? That equals 39. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of GH? So GH equals 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. What are the coordinates of the midpoint RS? That is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the coordinate of the midpoint of JK? That is 23. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to. So, we were working on grade 10 math. Chapter we are working on is points, lines, and line segments. The lessons we have covered today are line segments and rays, lengths of segments on number line, additive property of length, and made points. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye.